So baseball's All-Star festivities are coming up this week. And let's talk a little about MLB baseball at the break. We'll first start with talking about the All-Star game, and we'll talk about the Home Run Derby. That's become a spectacle in the last, for a while, actually. The guys participating this year are Louis Robert Jr., Adley Rutschman. They'll face off in one of their matchups. Then you got Pete Alonso versus Julio Rodriguez, Mookie Betts versus Vlad Jr., Adalis Garcia versus Randy Arozareno in the other matchup, and this will be a bracketed thing where it breaks down or whatever. So let's go around real quick and pick who we think. We'll all pick one guy, whatever. Let's go. We'll go oldest. We'll start with Willie and go around. I'll take whatever. Doesn't matter to me. So Willie, who would you like? Who do you think's going to win the home run derby?
I think Pete Alonso's going to win his third home run derby.
How about you, Tim?
I'm going to take Betts.
Betts, he ended up setting the record for the Dodgers this week with his 10th leadoff home run or 11th leadoff home run.
He's hot.
Yeah. And he's hitting the ball good. Go ahead, Glenn.
How do I follow that up? I'm going to go with Vlad Jr.
Okay. And how about you, Ed?
I can't take Pete Alonso, huh?
Sure you can. If that's who you think it's going to be.
No, I'll take somebody different then, just because I don't want to be the same as Willie. I'll say Rosarina.
You take a Rosarina. So I will take. I'm gonna go with Robert.
Yeah, he's been on fire.
I'll go with Robert.
He'd be a good trade right now.
Yeah, so that's what we got for that. So I thought Home Run Derby is the difference when you listen to this, it's Monday this week, and then the All-Star game takes place Tuesday. Everything's in Seattle. Last night was yesterday was the Futures game. I saw Holiday played in the game. Jackson Holiday was in the game.
Oh, really?
I saw a kid for the Brewers, had a real good inning.
Yeah, he looked really good.
He was flame throwing it. So
he's some Pollock like Miracle Kowski.
And actually, I've recorded that game a few times in the past. I got to find it because I do like watching a little bit of it, just checking it out. It's nice to see. I mean, young kids, the kids that'll probably hopefully get a handful of those kids up in the next 2 years probably. So it'd be cool to see them play now. Do they how they do that? Is it how do they make the teams? Is it like by the conferences or is it AL, NL, or is it first year, second year players?
No, I think they just pick guys.
It just sets up teams and they play. Okay.
Because Jackson Holiday he just came out of Oklahoma State last year?
Yeah, he got drafted last year. So
yeah.
Cubs took a short stop.
Because my buddy's kid played with him.
Yeah.
And they said Matt Holiday helped out the coach.
Yeah. So I got a question for you guys. So the AL, NL, in the All-Star game, I can't remember. One of the teams owns the other team. What was it? The NL owns the AL or vice versa? In the last few years, I don't think AL has won a ton of them, and I didn't get it.
I know, like in the 80s there, NL won like 10 in a row.
Yeah, it was the NL.
So maybe it's the AL now. Maybe the AL has been doing well. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they have.
Yeah, when we were kids, it was always the NL one every year.
Yeah.
But I should have got that too.
You know, when the time I went there,
nobody.
It was a tie
game. Yes. What year was that?
In Milwaukee.
02, 03.
02.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, it was a long.
It's not the first one, though.
Not the first tie?
No, because the American League leads the All-Star Series 47-43-2.
Huh.
So I wonder if it was some back in the day they just, like one of the earlier ones.
They just gave up. Well, they used to do 2 a year for a while. I know they started like Comiskey had the first one, was it in like 33?
Yeah.
And then I know after probably closer to the 40s, maybe with the war or something, they did 2 of them. So 7-7 tie.
Well, it's saying it's the only one. I don't know where that 2 came in.
I can't.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, I think it's only one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, you can't believe everything you see on the internet.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Good old Bud Selig said that's enough of that. We're going to make this thing count.
I wish I would have went to the home run derby instead of the actual game,
Yeah, that was for sure.
I've been to a home run derby when it was at White Sox.
Oh, yeah?
05? I can't remember what
Was it
year
good?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Cool atmosphere. And then for the Brewers one, I actually worked at the fan fair at the John Hancock Convention Center. That was kind of cool, too. I volunteered to work it.
Yeah.
Where was that?
What was it? It's the John Hancock Convention Center down there at the just across the street from the Panthers Arena. On
The Midwest Express, it used to be called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so they had yeah, I remember that.
I went to that.
I was there.
For the All-Star game thing?
Mm-hmm.
We got to go. We got got to go to the game and the VIP section beforehand, so it was out in the parking lot and they had it fenced off. And it was cool. We got to see, Vita Blue and Jack Clark. I've told that story 20 times. And Ron Dane and the Pepsi Girl cheerleaders, which I don't know why they have Pepsi Girl cheerleaders. I just drink Pepsi. I don't need to see boobs to get a Mountain Dew. I'm going to drink Mountain Dew either way.
That was your Dr. Pepper.
You can show me a huge
That was
penis.
your Dr. Pecker.
Yeah, it could have been 4 guys in banana hammocks. I'm like, I'm still drinking that Mountain Dew. I don't give a shit.
Diet cock.
Yeah, Diet Coke. I don't know. They wouldn't be diet. Those were full blown.
No, that was cherry cock.
So the starters from the National League are Sharm Murphy at catcher, Freddie Freeman at first, Louis Reza from Miami,
Sounds like our whole fantasy team so far.
Arcia at short. Orlando Arcia, the old Brewer.
we picked him up,
We
too.
were just talking about that, man. That's crazy. 2 years and he's starting at short because the Dansby sponsor moves on.
And he wasn't even supposed to be a guy. He was supposed to be that other kid.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name right now.
Arenado will play third. Acuna is going to be in the outfield with Betts and Corbin Carroll, and J.D. Martinez will be DH. For the American League, you have Jonah Heim catching, Texas. Yandy Diaz at first. Simeon at second. Seager at short. Josh Young at third. Remember, he came up too, and he was going to be a big
Who is
thing.
it?
Josh Jung. He played for
Jung, yeah.
the Pirates, and I got another kid that
Yeah.
a few years was supposed to be now he's an all-star. So
Where's
that's
he at?
pretty cool.
Texas now?
Yeah. And then you have Otani at DH, and you
He's
have
good.
Judge, who won't be but he was picked, Arizona, and then you have Mike Trout, who just broke his wrist a couple days ago.
Hamate bone, yeah.
Hamate bone was a Ryan Braun injury, and after Ryan Braun had that, he was never the same hitting the ball. He became a base hitter or not. So I don't know. Hopefully,
So Trout,
Before or after the steroids.
yeah.
Trout's going to just finish third in the MVP voting now.
Yeah,
He'll
third.
never get second again.
No. So Trout, it's a shame he's out. But man,
So of those 9 starters, 4 are from Texas, 2 are from Tampa Bay.
the whole infield, I think,
Yeah.
except for one guy's Texas. Yeah,
Yeah, and the other one's Tampa Bay.
yeah, that's crazy.
I never even heard of Jonah Heim. I'm going to be honest, and I play
You might have
multiple fantasy leagues.
Didn't 2 of the Diamondback rookies get picked? It's the first time.
Corbin Carroll,
Yeah,
he's tearing it up.
Did he one that just hurt his shoulder the other night swinging though? Because he got like a big quaff of hair.
He might be.
He hurt his shoulder swinging.
Yeah.
He took a swing and he grabbed his arm. I think it was him.
Yeah.
I could be wrong though.
The first time 2 rookies picked from the All-Star game since like 2017 or something.
Who was
like
the other one then?
that. Other one? What?
From the Diamondbacks, it'd be. It'd
Yeah.
have to be Diamondbacks then, yeah. And he wasn't picked to start though. He's just on the team.
Right.
Okay.
Picked. I didn't say start.
Because Carroll is starting, which is pretty cool.
Zach Gallen's on there, but he's not a rookie.
Gurriel Jr.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then
Perdomo?
Lourdes Gurriel and Gerardo Perdomo. Those guys aren't rookies either. They got a whole bunch of guys for Arizona. Arizona's playing really well though.
Zach Gallen, pitcher.
Could be.
Gallen's having a great year.
Yeah, Gallen's a good ball player.
Yeah.
He's another guy that was
I had him in 2 fantasy leagues last year, and we dumped him, and so I got him in 1 now. But he's had a great year. That Arizona team's been a surprise.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the last couple of years.
How many Padres are on there with all the $40 billion they spent on all superstar young talent?
Either that or the Mets.
They have everybody except Acuna. They're still not winning.
Juan Soto. He's there.
Yeah, he should be. I mean, he's good.
And then Hader.
They had to trade for him. They traded for both of them, but
yeah.
yeah. I mean, seriously.
Have you paid attention to baseball? That's
I
kind of
know.
how it works.
will Cody Bellinger be leaving New York or will he be staying there?
I don't know. Well, it's trade deadline's not 10 of the month, so I think
I know,
he's
but-
coming home. I don't think he's going to go this soon, but I mean,
We talked about that earlier before you got here
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And here's another thing: Bellinger's only on 1-year contract. They could trade him and then re-sign him afterwards. I mean, it's
That's
a
what
little
Chapman
more
did to the
difficult.
Cubs, Yeah.
Chapman and I think John Lester was going to do it, and he didn't. They went to the Cubs. That was the plan. The Red Sox thought they were getting him back, and they didn't when he went to the A's.
There's
Or
been
he went to the A's to the he went to the Red Sox to the A's. No, A's to the Red Sox.
no Red Sox to the A's,
And then he was supposed to go back to the Red Sox, and he ended up going to Chicago.
yeah.
And he was a
that was
major
only for, like,
pickup
2
for the
months.
Cubs at the time. That was a great pickup for them. Yeah, so the All-Star game is this week, so it's always entertaining, I guess, to a point. It's, the best of the best, and you see pitchers pitch 1 inning, which is nice. They can go out there and give their all for an inning or 2. It's not so it's kind of nice. So, but no, Otani won't pitch. He says he's not pitching.
Oh, he's got blisters anyways. He's been struggling with a blister. Otherwise, he's not struggling
And a
with
cracked nail as well.
Yeah, and he's not struggling with a bat for sure. I'll tell you that.
He's okay. He's overrated a little bit, but we'll see.
He's probably, he's a top 10 pitcher.
Do you think he is moving up the chart as one of the greatest baseball players of all time?
Give him a couple more years.
I mean, but I'm saying, is he
in the short period? So if you'd say, I know what you're saying, like a Sandy Koufax where only did like 6 or 7 year type,
like a
thing.
Terrell Davis.
Yeah,
Football
again,
that concept. He was one of the greatest.
Koufax.
Are his 5 or 6 years going to be rated as the
Gale
top 5?
Sayers?
Yeah, something like Football's a little different because those guys didn't last.
But I mean, I'm
baseball. Koufax might be the best one because I think he only went like 7 or 8 years, and then and he was ridiculous.
He was terrible his first 2 years, and then something clicked, and he was just unstoppable.
Yeah, and he's striking out 380 guys a year. Then after that, all Cubs.
But just to be this dominating in a day and age when there's so much specialty pitching, all the you can go watch a video, you can do all this. I mean, they have pitching machines in the stadiums now that'll mirror. You can go in there and say, "Hey, I want to pitch. I want John Lieber or John Lester to pitch to me," and it'll give you all of his pitches.
Right.
They know exactly rev rate and everything. It's insane. So you got that part of it, but it's so specialized the game now, and he's just doing so good at both sides of it.
Yeah,
right.
Not just hitting. He pitches. I mean, he's an incredible pitcher.
I agree with you there. That on I mean, what is this? His 3rd year, 4th year? 4th year.
4th and 3rd.
4th.
2nd year being a monster, and he was pretty good the first 2 years.
Right. This is 4th year.
He was injured.
No,
right?
wait.
In one of the years.
Yeah,
Might be his
he
5th year.
He didn't pitch that year.
Right,
His shoulder, but he could hit, so he hit the whole year. He didn't pitch.
Might be his 5th year.
Yeah, and like I said, I agree with Tim. I mean, and baseball's so anal in certain things. They won't give it. They'll never get it. They'll give her. You'll have to be.
He's going to get the MVP this year, no matter what.
Maybe
right?
Cy Young too. Cy Young's gonna be tough because some of his numbers aren't as good. They're good, but there's guys he's not. But the MVP should be simple. Should be simple.
5th year.
Yeah, it's his 5th year. I was just thinking that because I know in a fantasy league where I do have him, it's his 5th year.
How old is he? Does it say?
29. 25.
See, that's one of those. Well, that's about.
Yeah, but
he's 24. So that's
Ichiro started at like 24, 25 too.
27.
No, he was 27, 28.
He was 27.
No.
Oh yeah,
yes, it was
3,000
27.
hits.
Yeah, because they said he would have easily demolished Pete Rose's record.
Right.
Not even
For
close.
sure.
It would have been. That's why he played till he was 40.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, he would. Yeah, I think he.
27.
Yeah,
27.
Yeah, he was old.
I was
So
listening
he
to
played like 14 years probably and just got
and his
3.
last 2 years were like probably but those 10 years, man, he was a
That 1 year he had like
monster.
257 hits or something. It was something stupid.
He played 9 years in Japan. So.
Yeah, well, he has like. If you give it both, he's got the most hits ever. Not even close. It's
Well, and
crazy.
I don't think if you were talking to a true baseball
9
fan,
years in Japan. He started when he was 18
16.
or 16. Oh, Jesus Christ.
how many total hits did he have then in the
Without
major
11,
leagues?
18.
18,
Started
yeah,
when he
yeah.
was 18.
they were saying that he would have
3,089. Sorry.
they're saying he hit a ton of home runs, but he took his job seriously as being a leadoff guy.
Get on base.
And he just slap, kind of like Rod Carew a little bit there.
But he didn't walk.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He hit because he swung early in the count. Every pitch he just freaking put in play.
And Piniella was giving him a hard time. He goes, "Do you think he could pull one to right field?" He goes, whack, hits a home run. And Piniella after that said, "You do what you do. You do what you do because you can do whatever I want you to do, but you're doing what I want, the right thing right now." Right. So
Pinella was like, sweet the leg.
Here's an interesting stat. In his first career game, which was April 2nd, 2001, and his final game, March 21st, 2019, the Mariners defeated the A's by a 5-4 score in both games. Isn't that weird?
it is
Yeah, that's
the
great.
number game in baseball, which is what's it? Origami or
Scoregami.
Scoregami?
That's football. Yeah.
Scoregasm.
So his total hits were 4,367.
Yeah.
including
So I
Japan.
mean, I don't think any true baseball fan, even a purist like myself, I'm pretty pure about a lot of those stats. I mean, Ichiro's probably the greatest base hitter. Like, I would pick him over Pete Rose any day.
Yeah.
I mean, and that kind of thing, or like he was saying, like Rod Carew, or I mean, Tony Gwynn. I mean, Ichiro was amazing to watch.
Yeah, Gwen, yeah.
And even a more specialized era.
Wade Boggs.
Gwynn and Boggs were right before that, where everything started getting really analytical.
Right.
That was probably that last group. But Ichiro came in, and I mean, like you said,
Still,
got over almost 3,100 hits after the age of 27.
right.
Just that your prime is 27. So,
Crazy.
I mean, I wouldn't argue with that. If he'd have been in the major leagues at 22, I mean, he probably would have had way better coaching than in Japan. I'm just guessing.
Right.
And way more information. I've looked at those games. I was going to go this year. We didn't end up going to Japan. The stadiums hardly have any people in them. I
Right.
mean, it's not. They're not like here. It's not like you're not getting 50,000 on a day. So, Willie, thanks for bringing us all gumball heads. What was your other?
I thought you were going to go up. Sorry.
What was your
You don't
other?
have to. You don't have to. Okay, thanks.
You got more Otani stuff or? What
No, I got the list out. Now a list of just possible people that'll be traded.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
You got Max Scherzer on here, Giolito,
Tim Anderson.
Jordan Montgomery, James Paxton, Scott Barlow, Kyle Finnegan, Josh Hader, Paul DeJong.
Hader's going to get traded again?
That's wow.
They're not
It's
going to.
possible.
They want to stay in that race, man. They spent all that money.
Grandal Gomes is on here.
Yeah.
Tim Anderson, Lane Thomas, another names, Adam Duvall, Cody Bellinger's on here, obviously, and Jordan Hicks. Which Jordan Hicks is interesting.
Who's he play for?
He's just been
St.
struggling
Louis.
this year. He's been struggling so bad, but he's a guy that maybe if you
All
get
of
him,
a sudden he clicked.
Yeah.
No, just in the last couple weeks.
and he'd be a guy like he Cubs again, but it's
They're
hard.
not
The Cubs are in
going
a situation because he's young, be a great guy for them, but they aren't buying. anybody.
Elsley's been pitching good.
Yeah.
And Hewer's now. Did you see that Cody Hewer, who was in that trade, was the last trade with the White Sox? I can't remember.
Magical trade, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Madrigal trade.
Right.
And they brought Hewer back as going to be the closer, and he's been injured now 2 consecutive years. He'll be out part of next year again.
Jesus.
So
So
it's going to be a long road back for him.
you have Tampa in first by 2 games, Cleveland in by a half game over Minnesota. Detroit's 5.5 only out right now too. That division is pretty weak. Like the Centrals are both pretty weak on both
It's always-
sides. The White Sox honestly only 8 games out. It's crazy, but you never know. I mean, Texas is up by 2 games. Then you have Atlanta up by 8.5. We said the Reds are up by a game, and yep. And then the Dodgers and Arizona are tied and 2.5 games ahead of the
Giants.
Giants, and the Padres are 9 out with the payroll.
That is I mean, what would you say is your biggest disappointments now? Looking at those,
Well, I'd say if you took a league, we talked about the White Sox, and I'd say
And
the
the
Padres.
Padres.
I'd say if you both divisions, I'd say
probably
the Padres.
the Yankees too.
I think,
maybe?
I think the Padres are probably even a more disappointment than the White Sox. I think just because they went out and they
And the Mets.
yeah but Mets, their injuries are terrible. They can't keep anybody healthy. They can't.
They've been doing that for 20 years.
Yeah, but they're
Think the Mets are going to be sad that they traded Pete Crow Armstrong for Javier Baez?
Oh, I know.
yeah. Okay. So
Well, that's again what you said with the earlier when we talked about the core. The Cubs got Pete Crow Armstrong for Baez.
Right. They got
Well, we don't know yet. But he's doing really well in the minor leagues.
Right.
I forget who they got. Well, they brought over a couple guys. I mean, so you're going to get. They at least got 2 or 3 major league players probably out of that group.
Right.
Cut
Well, they got-
cut payroll by $150 million.
Right. They got Alexander Canario and Caleb Killian. From from the Giants.
For the Giants.
Right. I got to look back. What else?
Yeah, they got not Alcantara. Yeah, Alcantara came from the Yankees.
Okay. Right.
And he had a huge grand slam. He hit 2 big home runs. I saw him play a couple weeks ago. Big swing. I mean, he's a huge guy. He's like 6'6".
Right.
But there's holes in his swing. But if they can get him straightened out, I mean, like I said, he had like 8 RBIs or something the other night.
Jesus.
So he came from the Yankees.
So the let's talk a little NFL real quick. Let's got anything baseball? Anything else baseball related?
No.
No. Real quick NFL, couple NFL tidbits we'll throw in this segment too. We were talking off thing, and I have printed up a Dalvin Cook, the sweepstake Dalvin Cook. It's kind of funny. The 4 teams involved they're talking because it's always a team you don't know about. Probably it's all AFC East teams. It's kind of funny. Patriots are looking at him. The Jets. Be interesting. He went to actually Buffalo. He played with his brother. James Cook's there, and they lost Devin Singletary. So out of all these teams, the more sense does make it would be Buffalo because they are running low on running backs.
And he wants to win a Super Bowl, so why?
Yeah, and the Bills, the Jets. Although I mean, I'd say Patriots are probably the odd man out in that. I would say.
Right.
I don't want
They
to.
already have a back though. Like
Yeah, but the Rush Stevenson.
Right.
But they want to add another one. I mean, everybody has 2 backs now. But I think all 4 Dolphins, the Bills, and the Jets are all going to be in conversations to start the year making around the Super Bowl because they're a team. So you add a guy like that, it does
Did Hopkins sign yet?
Oh, I got that on him too. Right now, it's down to a couple teams. They talked about him going to either the Patriots, Titans have talked to him, and the Chiefs.
Jesus.
And that Russian team where Brittany Griner played.
So the Chiefs are very interesting because I'm like, man, the Chiefs really?
Right.
Really?
I'm sure the Chiefs are just playing the waiting game. Like the closer the training camp starts and he's not signed, he's going to start itching and just be like, all right, just give me a $5 million
Well,
deal.
it could be, too. They're just like throwing their name in there. It's like maybe to jack up the price a little
No.
bit. You don't think so?
No. I think the.
Because, Jesus
No
Christ.
kidding.
Who brought the guy with the phone?
Cook made the comment that he's just kind of waiting it out till at the end of July when they all the teams franchise tag their players in, they'll know how much money they really have.
Right.
There's going to be less money than available, probably.
Well,
But you go to the highest bidder then.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Miami
that's true.
kind of gave him a lower offer than what he was expecting, and that's his number one. But see what happens.
They do say that Hopkins is looking for the same deal that Odell Beckham got.
Yeah, good luck.
The 1 year, $15 million deal.
No one's
so.
giving him that.
So we'll see. They do say the Chiefs can make it work if they were to extend their pass rusher. And I had it on here, and I just
Chris.
yeah, Chris something. Chris Jones.
Jones.
So we'll see. I mean, when is the last time besides Kelsey that? I mean, it's funny to say it happens a lot in the league. Look at Tom Brady for years, but when's the last time that he had Mahomes had a great receiver?
Tyreek Hill.
Does he need one? He's got.
I mean,
He's got, well, Kelsey.
Kelsey's
but
really right.
I'll tell you right now, Tyreek's a great player, but DeAndre Hopkins, when he's on, he's
he's got great hands.
He's a man among boys when he go high points a ball. He does stuff that he gives a target for you, and Kelsey and him are on the goal line.
Right.
I mean, where would Kelsey rank if you put him in with the wide receivers? He's got to be top 5. He's got to be.
I'd take 10.
You think that far?
10 because there's
because you've got.
Yeah, but I mean, he's
Chase.
91 years old now too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
69.
Kelsey is 69. He would be the douchebag to wear 69 too.
So I don't know. That
was Gronk.
Yeah,
exactly. They're same guy.
He's awesome though. There's no debating that.
Gronk's like the hillbilly, and Kelsey's more urban. I would say of the two guys, but they're very similar guys.
Right.
Who was the
They're
tight end
annoying but lovable. You know.
Who was the tight end that wanted to get wide receiver contracts?
Oh yeah, who was that?
I can't remember now.
Mark Andrews.
No.
Before that,
it was the guy that he played for the New Orleans Saints, and then he went to the Bears.
Jimmy Graham.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
In Seattle and the Packers,
and he had his big time was with the Saints, right?
Yeah.
He did okay with the.
Packers. He had one decent year.
He actually for the Bears, they called 9 touchdowns that year, but
Yeah.
nothing. I mean, he was anything else but on the goal. Which nothing wrong with that on the goal line. It's awesome to have, but he was nothing else.
No, he lost
he
a
wasn't
lot
like
of speed.
he wasn't like he was in
Right.
New
He got
Orleans.
hurt, right?
Yeah, he messed his knee up, I thought, and then he played in Seattle. He was okay in Seattle for a couple minutes too. He was okay there.
mean,
But Graham.
He had Drew Brees thrown to him, so.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer.
Then he had Rusty Wilson.
Yeah, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
Mitch Trubisky.
Mr. Trubisky.
Hey, Trubisky was
He's a Pro Bowler.
Pro Bowler.
Right?
One of these things are not like the other.
Russell Wilson was worse than Trubisky last year.
Yeah. Too bad the coach didn't want to coach him up. Think how good he could have been.
Yeah. Not that good.
I mean,
I know we signed him to start. So
You know what, though? There's only 32 guys. Not everybody's going to be a star. There's probably going to be about a dozen star quarterbacks or so, you know,
but when
give or take.
Your coach blows you off for
Yeah, I know.
film sessions. Come on.
There's like
Whose
maybe,
fault is it?
was there maybe 10 guys that are in that Garoppolo type level or Tannehill type Cousin? Well, Cousin's probably right on the precipice. The other
Right.
guys.
Well, both teams. Well, I mean, Jimmy got traded because
There's only
he
so
was
many
an asset,
guys.
right? But
like-
Tannehill actually got better going to Tennessee because they knew how to use him with play action passes.
Yeah.
You know, it's a system. I mean,
Well, it's going to be like that. I mean, that's what the Packers are going to be working on. It's going to be fun this year because they don't have that top guy now. Now you're going to have to see how
Jordan's the top guy.
we're going to have to
He's
see
gonna
how
be better than
the
you.
offense works and what they're going to have. They're going to have to make adjustments. They can't just throw 70 yards on 3rd and long or 3rd and 2 every
Well,
time.
the thing is that Jordan Love in 3rd and 2 is not going to be throwing fucking down the sideline 30 fucking yards every fucking play.
We'll see.
So
Maybe you learned something from
no, he'll be
Rodgers.
taking sacks.
might be.
he could probably run his way out of trouble sometimes on those. So
Right.
it might be fun. We'll see.
Wait, he doesn't have. I guess they're talking about LaFleur. He takes. I think he's the last in getting plays into the quarterback.
The slowest.
Slowest, yeah. So this guy needs
No,
all
it
the
might
help
be
he can
just
get.
it might be the
It'll-
quarterback being a
yeah.
dick.
It could be that too. We'll see. Let's see how it
We'll
goes.
see how it
this
goes
year.
this year.
Yeah, this year's gonna be a good watch.
You know, it's funny about that too because they were saying that McCarthy, he used to be in that situation, but when he got the first year in Dallas, and after that, then he moved up to like 10th, top 10 as far as getting plays in. So,
Coincidence?
I wonder. Yeah, it's
Could
a
be.
good point there. You know, with Roger. No, try again.
Yeah, it could be that stuff. Like, no, I'm not going to do that, or we can't get that play. Aaron won't do that play. You know, you don't know. We're not there. We'll find out this year more.
We should.
If LaFleur really sucks the whole running an offense this year, it's going to come out and he's going to be on the hot seat then.
Right. How many times over and under that Aaron Rodgers like mentions Green Bay when he's in New York? Like, well, we didn't do that in Green Bay, or I wasn't able to do that in Green Bay.
I don't know.
I don't know. We can't keep track of everything he says.
Maybe I'll have to interview him again.
Right.
How many times?
Right,
How
yeah.
many times did he talk about whales?
He loved whales.
You know what it's on.
Whale watching. That was his thing.
Was it?
I wonder if we can get him here. I bet. You know what? You should maybe give him a text. See if we can get him here after opening day or for.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'd
show
be
up.
good. Yeah.
Isn't the Monday night game New York and Kansas City?
No, the
First
Thursday
Monday night
night game is Detroit.
Monday night, the
Detroit.
first Monday night game.
Well, Casey, because Casey plays Detroit the opening day.
okay.
So it wouldn't be. It could be the week 2, maybe. Could be right with week 2.
No Dan Campbell quote. I'm
Well,
fucking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How are Chiefs fans gonna feel when Mahomes loses a kneecap right off the bat?
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes, I will beat your ass.
Thank you.
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes, I will beat your ass. Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes, I will beat your ass.
I heard somebody say David Ross. It was some guys. It might have been John Boy or something. He's the Dan Campbell of baseball because he had one of the quotes was I don't know which game did he get thrown. Was that today?
He got thrown out of a Brewer game, too.
Yeah.
What was it? Did he get thrown out of the game today or
Oh,
was it
yeah.
yesterday?
First
Yeah.
inning. First inning.
And he gets up there. Oh yeah, it had to be today because he's like, "You're terrible. It's only the first inning. It's the last game before the All-Star break. Oh, you're shit." Something. He walks away.
Nice.
It was great. And they're laughing. They're like, he's like the Dan Campbell. He's got away with words.
How's Kansas City going to feel about us being in town for that weekend? Well, not really.
Hopefully
It's not a good
Mahomes
time.
doesn't lose a kneecap in that first game so we get to see him play.
It's not a good time.
No.
Not a good time to talk about it.
It's not a good time, guys. Right now. It's not
Hey,
good.
well, you want to go to KC? Oh, not a good time. Well, but this is not a good time.
So week 1 is Bills at Jets Monday night.
Nice.
So
the Bills. That's right.
that's not a good time for that game. No, not a good time. Not a good time. So yeah. So anything, any NFL or MLB? Anything else? Anything, fellas? Okay, we're gonna take a few-minute break here again, and we'll step into maybe beer tent and birthdays after this, possibly, and then we'll
Beer
go
tent
from
and
there.
bourbon.
Oh, I've got bourbon too tonight. Yum. Ed can't wait.